Hello, my name is Doran Ellen Beldotan in Tzfat in Israel, and this is going to be my last presentational video. I may make videos about pretty clouds or something like that, but this is going to be the last video that's more like a demonstration. I don't like to say a lesson. Herein I'm going to show you and explain to you and prove to you because I don't believe in belief. One either knows God or does not. One either knows what Torah is saying or does not. I'm going to prove to you what the word Avinu, which has been translated only very, very partially as our Father, really means and really contains. And I hope that herein you will understand just how partial and selective the information that Christians were given is. This lesson will probably be very valuable for Christian Jews, whatever that means, Jews who have been deceived and who have fallen into Christianity will also be instructed by this. So let's be. These letters up top here are an abbreviation of an Aramaic expression, B'siyata Dishmaya, which means with the help of heaven. This is not relevant to the text. Text is contained herein. Herein we see the word Avinu, which is equal to 69. This has been translated only as our Father, and we will see that it is far, far more. The value 69 is the value of the word Hanevuah, which is prophecy, and it is also the name of Dinah, who is the daughter of Yisrael. So the daughter of Yisrael, the value of her name is that of Avinu, our Father. So we're beginning to understand that Hanevuah is feminine. Dinah, of course, is a daughter, the daughter of Yisrael. And we see already that there are feminine elements in this word. Herein I have a number of substitution values, expressions that have substitution values of the number 69, which Avinu is equal to, and I will read them and explain what they mean to you. Please feel free to share this with anyone who understands Hebrew so that you know that I'm not diddling you. Avinu, which has only been translated as our Father, is also the following. Kulo echad, he is entirely one. Kulo ahava, he is entirely love. Echad lehavaya, one to God, a singular one to God. And ahava lehavaya, love to God. This is contained in Avinu. Now we're going to look at the word Avinu and see that it contains two words, ani, which is translated as I, and beni, which is translated as my son. I should mention herein, and this is the information that was given to the Christians, that in fact the word Avinu contains ani, I, and beni, my son. But the word beni in Torah, which is not punctuated, is also banai, which is my children, my sons or my children. So this very can equally be singular or plural, and you are not told that. Now there are other words that are contained with this Avinu. One is anu, and one is banu, or bano. Anu is we. And bano is his son, but it's also banu, which means within us. So whereas the Christian doctrine that was given over to you spoke only of Yeshu talking about himself, I am the Son that is equal to the Father, that is identical with the Father, here you see that it can also be Benai, it can also, which is plural, and it's also Anu, we are his son. That's also contained in this. Anybody who knows Hebrew can check me out. I want to be validated about this. I don't want you going on faith about anything that I say. Now the Hebrew word ani, which is translated as I, is equal to 61. That is contained within Avinu, which is only translated as our Father, and we're starting to see as much more. Now, in Hebrew, the word ani is never singular. It has a letter nun in it, which is kol, which means everything. The word ani, translated as I, is actually also equal to the expression anu kol beit Yisrael, we, the whole house of Israel. I have told you that the letter Aleph is equal to both 1 and 1,000 equally, and that is operative at all times. So in Hebrew we cannot say I and mean only the singular I. We are always talking about Anu kol beit Yisrael, we, the whole house of Israel. So anything that Yeshu said about himself, if he was honest, he was talking about the whole house of Israel. If he was dishonest, we don't know anymore, because all of those texts have been edited and re-edited and hashed and rehashed and retranslated by people inimical to the Jews. So we don't really know what his intentions were. But given what I can see in what's left of his writings, he was most certainly on a high enough level of knowing the Gematriot of Hebrew that he should have clearly seen this. And I suspect that he did teach this, but that you didn't get it. But it was his responsibility to teach it clearly. The word ani, which we have seen as I, and we, the whole house of Israel, is also equal to the expression gam at kulo, which means you too are all of him, in the feminine singular. Now let's look at the word that is translated as my son, b'ni, which I have already said is also b'nai, meaning my sons or my children. Girls would be included in this as well. It is equal to 62. It is the word ani and another 1 or another 1,000. So the word b'ni, which is my son, is b'nai, which is my sons or my children. It is also equal to b'no kol beit Yisrael. His son is the whole house of Israel. It's also banu kol beit Yisrael. Within us is the whole house of Israel. All of this is contained in the word Avinu and much more. The Father, Ha'av, is equal to 8, which is the value of the letter Chet. It is also equal to far more than just what you have been told, the Father. This word Ha'av, the Father, equal to 8, is also ahav, loved in the masculine singular, or even ohev, sometimes in the plural, he loves. Sometimes it's written without a vav. It is also equal to eged, which means that which has come together as an incorporation, that which has been joined together. It is also equal to the expression at ha'em, in which case it equals 1007, which is the same thing as 8. At ha'em means you in the feminine singular are the mother. We cannot in Hebrew say ha'av, the father, without concomitantly saying at ha'em, you in the female are the mother. And this was never translated for you. Let's go back to Avinu again, equaling 69, and let's see some substitution values for that word. Avinu is ani ha'av. I am the father. You have been taught that. But I have just shown you that ha'av is also ata'em. You are the mother. So Avinu also becomes ani ata'em. I, you are the mother. And so there's an identity of me and you. And I have already told you that the singular ani in Israel, in Hebrew, I is never ever singular. It's always anu kol beit Yisrael. We, the whole house of Israel. So Avinu is saying, we, anu kol beit Yisrael ha'av. We, the whole house of Israel, are the father. We, the whole house of Israel, are ha'eged, which means we are an incorporation. And we have seen that the mother is contained within this. Where is the daughter? The daughter, bitam, yes, or batam with perfection. Bitam is their daughters, is 1002, which is equal to 3. And that is the letter Gimel, that is Av. So the word Av, which is father, is also equal to Bitam, their daughter. You were never ever given this collective information. You were given a very simplistic idea of the son being identical with the father, which is true, but on much higher levels we also see that the son and the father or the daughter and the son are all equal to one another and contained in one another, and that is all of Israel, and you were not taught that. Let's go back to Avinu, translated as our father, equaling 69. I will read these other substitution values for that word. Anu, be, we are within me. This is interesting. We are within me. And ani, bo, I am within him. But again, ani is never singular. I is never singular. It's always anu kol beit Yisrael. We, the whole house of Israel. So ani bo, I am within him, is also we, the whole house of Israel, are within him. It is equal to the expression ani hu, I am him. We, the whole house of Israel, are him. It is equal to ani ha'av, I am the father. But I've already shown you that ha'av is ata'em. So ani et ha'em, ani ata'em, I, we, the whole house of Israel, are you, the mother. This is all contained within this. Ani eged, I am an incorporation. Anu kol Beit Yisrael ha'av. We, the whole house of Israel, are the father. Anu kol Beit Yisrael eged. We, the whole house of Israel, are an incorporation. This is all equal to the word Avinu, which all you have been told means is our father. And now you are seeing what they didn't want you to know. Let's look at the expression Beit Yisrael, which means the house of Israel. Bait or Beit is the second letter of the Hebrew language. It also means the house. It is equal to 412, which is the value of BT also, which means my daughter. Yisrael, I have said in other videos, is equal to 541, which is the expression imacha or imech, your mother. So Beit Yisrael is biti imacha. My daughter is your mother. And it's also the reverse. Bitcha imi, your daughter is my mother. We are fully and completely contained one within the other. And now I'm going to show you another word in Hebrew, which is imenu. Imenu means our mother. I want you to share this, please, with people who speak Hebrew, most especially Jewish Christians, because they have been duped and they have been roped into something that is totally untrue, and if they knew these things, they would not. Imenu is equal to 97, our mother. Now, because 97 is bigger than 69, which is the value of Avinu, which is translated only as our father, and we have seen that it is actually the whole house of Israel, contained one within the other. Imenu, our mother, contains, it's even bigger than our father. It contains all of that. So Imenu, our mother, is Avinu, our father, plus another 28. 28 is the value of the words koach, which means power, chayai, which means my life, and yachdav, which means together. So imenu, which is equal to 97, is koach Avinu. The power of my father is my mother. Chaye Avinu, the life of our father, the life of our father is our mother. And Avinu Yachadav, our father together. So Imenu is more comprehensive on a higher level than Avinu. Our mother is a higher level of comprehensive holiness than is Avinu. And you were not told this. Part of the reason why you are not told this is because the rabbis didn't like all this. This is not your fault. But now you are being shown the truth. You are being shown a much more comprehensive truth. I could go on to infinity with everything that word contains. Avinu, Aleph, Beit, it's the very beginning of Hebrew. Just the Aleph and the Beit. You're being shown that there's much more in it, and the choice of whether or not to accept this truth will be up to you. And whether or not you're willing to accept this truth is going to be very meaningful for the way your experience on earth is going to play out. Because this is not going to be tolerated anymore. The lies will not be tolerated. So Imenu, our mother, 97, is equal to Kulo Echad Yachdav. He is entirely one together. Echad lehavaya yachdav, one for God together. And ha'eged, eged lehavaya, forever, the unity for the sake of Havaya together. That is Imenu, which contains Avinu and is greater than Avinu. The high holidays are coming up, and the Jews are going to be praying to Avinu Malkenu, which is normally translated as our Father, our King. Herein I'm going to show you more of what is contained in this expression, our Father, our King, Avinu Malkenu. Together it is equal to 215, Avinu Malkenu. And I'm going to read what's contained in it. First of all, the value of 215 is chevra, which means, it's translated nowadays as society, but it means the body of people who have been put together. Chever is also a member, like a member of the body. This is the members of the body of God. Kulo ahava malkenu, our King is all love. And what's important to understand about the word that's translated as Malkeinu, as our King, is also mi kulanu, which means from all of us. And this is a far higher level than understanding it just as one King. The gift that is given from all of us. Kulo ha'eged mikulanu. He is the entirety from all of us. We have conferred unity on Israel, on the creation, and even on God. The last expression, again, we're going to go back to Beit Yisrael, the house of Israel, which is equal to 953. And here we see graphically once again that the house of Israel is Biti Amcha, my daughter, your mother. It's also Bitcha Imi, your daughter is my mother. It goes all ways. My purpose in making this video is to give you an idea of just how selective and just how minimal the information that you have been given in the Christian doctrine is. I have only showed you a few words. This amount of information and infinitely more is not only contained in every Hebrew word, it's contained within every Hebrew letter. It is contained within every Hebrew punctuation mark. It is contained with every Hebrew cantillation mark. It is contained with how many crowns there are on each letter. Levels of information that are infinities, each one in and of themselves. I can only hope that you have the honesty and the humility and the openness to be able to understand that you have been given one little bit of information and told that it was everything. Every single word in Hebrew is more of an infinity than all of your entire scriptures together. Each and every letter, each and every punctuation mark, each and every crown. You have absolutely no idea the orders of magnitude of wisdom that are contained within this. I've just given you If you were given one little bit on the edge of the fork, I've given you one more little bit, just to show you how immense this is. And I can only recommend to you and advise you to accept this information. I know it's going to be emotionally hard. There is nothing harder than being invested in something which we have discovered is not true or is only very partially true, and to make that turn around. But this I can tell you, Earth is no longer going to tolerate false doctrines and false translations. I must tell you something, honestly. Protestants think that they're morally superior to the Catholics. Do you know that Martin Luther himself claimed, he stated, I don't know Hebrew. It's the Jews who drink out of the fount of wisdom. And every subsequent translation after that is a lower level. And he himself knew that he did not know Hebrew. Yet and still he translated into German on the basis of the Latin and the Greek, which he knew were corrupted texts. He tried to butter up the Jews in the earlier part of his career. He tried to convince us to convert, and when we would not, one of the things that he did was lock Jews in synagogues and burn them alive. There is not one Protestant, the best of you, who are not learning from a book that was written by someone who admitted that he did not know Hebrew when he did that translation. And when he couldn't have their way with us, he burned us alive in synagogues. The best of you start from that level. I can find it within myself to forgive the things that you have done, but I cannot give you dispensation for others. I cannot. It is not within my power to do so. And there are many Jews who have not forgiven you. There are many Aboriginal peoples who are waiting to bear witness against you to your face. They have already borne witness against you to God, and God has heard everything that they have said and has found it to be true. There are animals that you have harmed, and though they don't speak, their pain speaks very clearly to God. Jesus cannot help you with this. Yeshua is on our side. He's a Jew first, last, and always. And he too is going to bear witness against you for what you have intentionally misunderstood. You Christians are not in a good way with God. I suggest you take this information that I've given you as an idea of just how much you do not know. Take it to heart and start to pray to God for help. Confess your sins, and when I say God, I mean God, no junior partners. Confess your sins. Turn yourselves around, because if you do not, the judges in Israel are going to judge you. And they have forces at their disposal, the likes of which you cannot even imagine. This is not a pleasant thing for me to have to say to you. But the time of judgment has come, and I'm trying to help you because you're not in a good way. Please, please take to heart what I'm saying. Thank you for listening.